My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. We did say it's not over until the beautiful lady sings. Sorry, I had to change that old phrase because Rihanna was present at the ground in Durham and in came a rude boy from the West Indies by the name of Nicholas Pooran and nearly took them home until a Sri Lankan diamond called Angelo Matthews came out of nowhere, bowled in over and took the crucial wicket. Oh boy, what a finish. In the studio, I've got a couple of Rihanna fans, I hope.
No, suddenly Rihanna's booth has come up to the studio. Yes, sir.
Okay, now that we're back.
I like the excitement.
Yeah, clearly.
Were you excited about Matthews getting wicket or just Rihanna being there at the ground?
I'm excited about Matthews, about Rihanna, about my 11 Circle team, about everything. But really, you have to say.
Yeah, actually, guys, you know, he was actually losing, like he was winning by 100 points at halfway stage. And then when this game was about to get over, he was losing by, like I think 2 overs to go, he was losing by 4 points. And then Kusal Mendes took a catch and he got like... and he got a 1-point lead, and that's how he won. He won by 1 point today.
This is what happens. This is the excitement that my 11 Circle, the team gets to you. But let's get back to the
catches, wins matches. Not only stands
not
on the
only,
ground,
not only on the field,
out of the field as well.
The field as well.
Truly.
And today, because of that, I think Sri Lanka also made a mess of it. You know,
yeah,
the important catch of Pooran.
Thisara Pereira, who, by the way, in the Champions Trophy against Pakistan,
so sad.
was the culprit on this occasion too. The big number one coming in as a substitute. But did you really see that X factor coming in from nowhere? Because we were saying Jeffrey Van der Say or Dimuth Karunaratne, who's going to bowl that over? And where did Angelo Matthews come from?
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
First over since 2017.
Yeah, so I honestly didn't see that coming. I actually thought you were talking about Nicholas Pooran as the X factor. But Angelo Matthews, I didn't see coming at all. I thought it was you know, came off, so it was a brilliant move. You know, had it not come off, then people would have said, oh, bad captaincy. But it came off, so great move, Sri Lanka.
But the captain in our Cricbuzz Live studio also called it, not necessarily Matthews, but what you did say is that particular over, don't give it to Malinga, let somebody bowl it. It could be Van der Say, it could be Karunaratne, because Pooran might go after it.
Yeah, because the ball was reversing at that stage. So tactically, I think the better call was to get some other bowler in because there were some 28, 32 runs required still. Yeah. And it's not easy to hit 5 sixes, 6 sixes in an over. You don't see that often. So that's something which was the right call tactically at that stage. Get the tail in front of Malinga, bowling them 6 balls. You know, if Pooran was facing Malinga at that stage, he would have just approached that over as taking most of the strikes and looking to hit boundary rather than, you know, getting Cottrell on strike. So that would have been the tactic from West Indies side at that stage, especially Pooran. What it did was it got Matthews bowling 2 overs. You know, so Malinga had 1 over. If Malinga had bowled that over, then there were 2 overs left in the
so somebody else
match.
had to bowl the next.
Matthews could have bowled only 1 over. And maybe Karunaratne or someone else had to bowl another one. Correct. So if Matthews could bowl today, I was surprised why Karunaratne decided to bowl that 1 over. He got away with that. Yeah. Pooran hit him for 6 of the first ball.
Took a single.
And then took a single. And after that, 4 dot balls. I think Karunaratne, Carlos Brathwaite gave him a huge respect by playing those.
But I mean, Matthews must have just come up and said, "Listen, give me the ball." But let's talk about the other day. Joy had a question for us about a record, a World Cup record that stood for what, half an hour or 1 hour. Well, today we had a situation where in the first innings we were raving about a talent being unearthed, somebody who was young, who had seen the best of him, but maybe not gone to the next step. I think we've seen the similar thing from Nicholas Pooran. Always shown the potential, but never gone on to those 3 figures.
Well, yeah, he's come into his own. I think, you know, I think Zachba actually called it. He was batting on 50 and he said that, you
100
know,
coming up.
Looks like he's looks ripe for 100 and he'll get 100 in this game. And you know, it seemed like he, you know, the whole tournament he's been batting really well, you know, like a really coming of age kind of tournament it's been for him. And kudos to him. He scored a brilliant 100. Looks like the future of, at least the middle order future for West Indies coming up.
They've always recognized it because for the last year and a half they've talked about it, but suddenly they're seeing something blossoming in this year for the Caribbean Premier League. He's been picked as a marquee player rather than just one of the few players. So it shows his evolution.
Well, you always look at these X factors in players, and the ability to hit big shots, ability to change the game. So that's something which is there in Pooran. That X factor is there. He has been consistent with scoring runs as well. He's been playing some franchise cricket all around the world. Has been playing IPL as well. So that's something which. Has shown that his ability is there. He can win you matches, and it's just about getting that confidence at international level as well. For West Indies, I think this World Cup, what happened today was something which was the story of the World Cup, isn't it? Not closing on games.
So near yet so far.
Yeah, last game, Carlos Brazil almost getting them home. This game, Nicholas Pooran, same thing. I think you look at this World Cup campaign for West Indies, and you'll say there are so many games where they created opportunities and they created chances for them to win matches, but just couldn't really close the games.
4 games you're talking about. I mean, Australia were on the mat. New Zealand, again, we keep talking about it. Robin mentioned it earlier. It was a matter of a foot, if not less than that. So if they look back at this campaign, they'll be saying, how many points is that we've lost by such narrow margins? But coming back to today's game, another narrow margin that you saw was Carlos Brathwaite. And at that point, we thought, okay, done and dusted. Yet another young talent emerges in Fabian Allen.
Fabian Allen, I think if hadn't he got out, I think they would close the game in the 46th, maybe the 48th over, 47th, 48th over for sure. Because the way they were batting, the way he was hitting the ball, how cleanly he was hitting the ball, I think it was just like a slight sense of desperation from Nicholas to get to the striker's end that he took off, and he didn't stop when Fabian Allen said no, and he just went through and he said, Fabian, get to the other end. But he had to sacrifice the wicket. The other guy was batting on 99. So, but hadn't that happened, they would have won. But he batted brilliantly. Like just the control he had over the game when he came into bat, the sense of confidence that he had. Even when you got out, the disappointment that he expressed, you could say that he knew that like the chances of them winning the match had dropped considerably at the fall of his wicket.
Let's have a look at that innings progression, because you can see compared to what Sri Lanka did in their innings, there's an eerie similarity in so many parts. But one first difference you look at, first 10 overs when they lost those 2 wickets, but a good repair job was done. Then pretty much even Stevens for the next 3 segments. And only then that extra wicket and a margin of a few runs in the last 10 overs was the difference. But they were up with it, run rate required, they never let it get beyond 10.5. That's it.
They approached the chase pretty decently. At 30 over mark is what we look at, and at 30 over mark they were close to 150 or 150. I'm not sure exact score what it was.
About 150.
So that's a good gauge, I think, in modern day cricket, how batting teams have been approaching the game. So at 30 marks, they look to have wickets in hand, and in terms of hitting ability, we all know that how much power West Indies batting lineup has. It's just that they've not been coming together. It's just about 2 batsmen going and building that partnership. You've seen it from yesterday's India game as well. That when there are 2 solid batsmen batting together, that naturally puts pressure on bowlers, and then the errors happen. So that is something which was missing from West Indies batting lineup. There was no one to support Pooran. That way, Hetmeyer also got run out. Holder got out at a very wrong time. Like how we are talking about Rohit Sharma's dismissal at the wrong time.
Correct.
I think Holder's dismissal was pretty much, the timing of it really mattered, because he was looking good. They were building a nice partnership.
Yeah.
The ball was there to hit. There was nothing wrong with the approach in terms of what he went. It's just that went straight to mid-on.
Yeah, he kind of got the inside edge of the bat on that shot.
Couldn't get the elevation.
Yeah, didn't get elevation on that. But if you look at their follow wickets also, you recognize the phase where after 5 wickets they had a good 60-run partnership. Then I had a 45, 50-run partnership, and then they had that almost 100-run partnership, right? So that you can see that's where the game changed. So till then, I felt that you got a sense that they were waiting to cut loose, and then maybe the wicket was got a little harder. At least when we were sitting outside and we were discussing it, it felt like in the second innings, over the last week, wickets have gotten harder to bat on. Could be a trend that we could see going forward into the knockout stage as well. So I think Sri Lanka didn't bowl very well. and that's why they were in with a chance. But you also have to give credit to that 6th wicket partnership, the 7th wicket partnership. That 90-95 run partnership actually rescued.
83 to be exact.
Yeah, 83 rescued West Indies to really come back into the game and almost, dominate the game till they lost Fabian Allen to that run out. I think those run outs and the loss of Jason Holder's wicket kind of tilted the match in Sri Lanka's favour.
Certainly did. It was a heartbreaker at the end, but we've unearthed two great talents, and at the very start we said this match is inconsequential. Well, it's turned out to have a couple of very telling consequences on the respective nations. But we've also got a few consequences if you were playing the My 11 Circle game. First, of course, let's reveal who was the highest scorer, as in the My 11 Circle most valuable player, and that was Nicholas Pooran with 118 of 103 balls, 11 fours, 4 sixes, everything counts towards the points that you score. And naturally, if we have our Beat the Expert champion, it must have been up and down all over. Because did you have Pooran or didn't you? He obviously had everyone in his team. Abhay Chauhan from Delhi must have had Pooran. And of course, he would probably have had Avishka Fernando as well. So, well done. And that's our champion. We're going to have many more champions there. So, that's where it finished off. No consequence in terms of the semi-finals. But Sri Lanka winning this game by 23 runs after having put enough on the board. 338 for 6. It would have needed a record, World Cup record run chase to be able to get over the line. The West Indies did their best, and they ensured that in 2 days we've had 4 teams getting over 300 runs. So everyone got entertained, but at the end we had 2 teams who weren't probably expected to winning the game, both West Indies and India, falling short on that occasion. Well, let's look ahead to what lies ahead from Birmingham. India were parked there to play their game yesterday, and now they're playing match number 40 against Bangladesh. The neighbours will fight it out, and this should be quite a contest because Bangladesh are very keen. They've got lots to play for. And India, while you're not talking about a do-or-die situation, you're talking about a situation where that Q that is written in light blue needs to be written in dark blue, the kind of blue that they wore the jersey the other day.
It will be written in royal blue tomorrow. That's my prediction.
The question is, I want the prediction about what is GB going to wear tomorrow.
Yes, what is GB going to wear tomorrow?
I'll tell you at the end of the show. My green shirt hasn't been ironed yet. Just
See, yesterday you're blue and orange. Today you're maroon and pink.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you should wear green, bro.
I think tomorrow you should.
You should wear some green, bro.
All right.
You'll get that visa for sure, lifetime visa there. That's one.
Yeah.
But India will win the match.
Yeah.
Because you've been consistent with that.
And then let's
do a hat trick.
No,
Why?
No, you won't be. You'll actually.
What are you wearing today?
Yeah, that's okay.
Who won the match today?
Oh, that way.
What
Okay.
will
That's
you-
the new
that's what we're
logic.
saying. So-
That's the
so-
new logic. Everything
so
that I
you-
wear is from the
yeah,
losing
yeah.
team.
So you won't lose. You won't be thrown out of the country. You'll be here.
Because
You'll
India
act-
will win the match despite my wearing green. Okay. This is supposed to be a serious preview. So can we get back to that?
I thought our audience is very intelligent. You just have to give them a hint and they know.
They
I know.
know.
That's in terms of.
I didn't know it's going to take that much
I think everyone
longer
got it, but
for me to explain to you.
Everyone got it, but he got it now.
What a conversation. What a conversation. Folks, India and Bangladesh playing a serious World Cup match, and we've got this banter going on, but we love it. That's what My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live is all about. But let's have a look at India's squad. We had a few talking points a few days ago. Let's see if that'll change. There's going to be a new name you're going to see over there, and there's the name down there, Mayank Agarwal. If you heard us at the start of the show, you'll know he's coming because of that toe injury to Vijay Shankar. Obviously, we're not expecting him to fit straight into the team for tomorrow's game. But otherwise, winning combination, stick to it.
Yeah. Maybe one change. I don't know. As in, I have a feeling Jadeja will come to the fore tomorrow for some reason. I'm not quite sure in place of whom, but I have a feeling.
I think they'll discuss that for sure.
Yeah.
But they will not go for that change. If at all they have to do the change, they'll possibly go for Bhuvneshwar. The reason they'll not go for that is they have 3 left-handers in the top order. So
Correct,
that is something, might be considered. Okay, they have 3 left-handers in the top order. Whether a left-arm spinner is
Would
going
work
to be
against. Fair enough. Yeah, that's, yeah.
Kuldeep will have added advantage
Correct,
with the ball, nice flight and going away from left-handers. So yeah, either Kuldeep, they'll stick with Kuldeep for tomorrow's match if the wicket is dry. Interesting thing to see whether it's going to be played on the same track or not.
Yeah.
But if it's going to be played on the same track, then I think Bhubaneswar also doesn't make sense.
It is confirmed same track.
Same track, yeah. Then I think the wicket will be favouring spin bowling for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think it'll be a high-scoring game.
Which Bangladesh will be happy
Will
with.
be happy about
Unless they have batsmen who can reverse sweep sixes.
No, it's not. I think more than just that. I think the nature of the wicket won't allow it to be
Yeah.
a very high-scoring game.
Well, just the only question mark there is for Mahmudullah Riyad, but we believe that he has been practicing, so he could possibly be a contender for that. In case he's not fit, obviously you're looking at that like-for-like replacement of either Sabir Rahman or Mohammad Mithun. Both of them have shown that they sort of belong there, but you'd probably go with Mohammad Mithun, a little less flamboyant of the two.
I think Mithun's been very, I think along with Mossadegh Hossain, I think he's someone who's been very vital for them in the middle order when Mahmudullah is not there, or because of a lack of space and you have to play 11 is why he's missing out. Otherwise, I don't think someone like Mithun would have missed out. He's a high quality player and has been very effective in that lower middle order and especially in the last 10 overs. So I think I think they would go for him if Mahmudullah is not playing tomorrow, and that's a very good side. You have a look at that side; it's actually a high quality side, and it's gonna be a very interesting game tomorrow. We will have to earn that win against Bangladesh tomorrow.
Yeah, we've always maintained that if it's around 320 game, then Bangladesh will fancy their chances for sure. So they'll be more happy that it's going to be a used wicket for tomorrow. That will certainly bring in spinners into play for sure, which Bangladesh likes. They like even for seam bowlers to bowl those cutters, slower ones into the wicket. You have Fizz who has been effective with his cutters. So I think from bowling side they'll be smart, like how they've approached so far. They'll try and restrict the opponents to that 300 mark. They're not trying to be fancy with their bowling players. They've been smart. What will go in India's advantage tomorrow is the fact that one side boundary is going to be short. There's been a lot of talk around the 59-meter one side boundary and batsmen targeting that. So that will negate the fact, of having the game which is around 300, 320. If you get a decent start and if you have good partnership, actually you can take advantage of that short boundary.
Correct.
And have that impact, which will take Bangladesh away from the match.
Yeah.
So that is something. And in terms of bowling stack up also, you'll see some kind of strategies. I think after last game, that's one of the learnings which Virat for sure will have in terms of planning how he can use his resources better with one side boundary being short.
Yeah.
Just a quick one. I mean, Kedar Jadhav has been a talking point. So, I mean, if you're looking at him as a bowling option, the fact that you can have Jadeja as a spinning come batting option, does he fit in that role?
See, but then probably that was also what was going through my head. But Zakba actually clarified that why
With the left-handers.
with three left-handers who was scoring runs, but and playing Jaddu in that, would that be useful? Would that be a chance they're willing to take? I'm not quite sure. So I felt Jadeja would be useful on the wicket, just based on the wicket, because how difficult it gets in the second innings, and the kind of value he adds as a fielder. Hadn't it been for him, I don't think any other fielder would have probably gotten to that catch. They would have probably gotten to it, but it would have been a half chance. Only he can make it look like a proper chance because he's that quick and agile on the field. So there's a lot of value that Jadeja brings into the side, but we'll only have to wait.
But add to that the fact that maybe call it sentimental or call it memories of small moments. Kedar Jadhav twice got India the breakthrough against Bangladesh in a couple of key moments when they've played them in the past. But let's look to the present and the future. Just a quick word on the Bangladesh captain, Mashrafi Mortaza. He's been saying all the right things at the press conference, trying to deflect from any controversy, moving away from social media. Let's focus on the game. And of course, for him personally, he's been playing through all the injuries in his body, so playing through a lot of pain.
Well, I don't think he's thinking about the pain that he's going through or anything of that sort. But I definitely think that this Bangladesh team has gone through its adolescence and has become a mature adult today, right? They're really playing and behaving like a mature team and who focus mainly on the game and how they want to play and what they want to do and what they want to achieve, which is great for Bangladesh cricket. And you can see with the way they've been performing in this entire tournament, they've played very maturely. People have stood up there as batters, have taken responsibility, held one end up. It could be any of those batters in that batting order. Everyone have batted really well. Bowlers, with whatever limitations they have, they've performed really well. So it would be a game, like I said earlier, a win that India would have to earn tomorrow against Bangladesh.
Well, we're going to continue this discussion, of course, when we preview the game just ahead of it, 30 minutes before first ball is bowled at 2:30 tomorrow on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. But that will be incomplete if all of you are not ready with your My 11 Circle teams. Just see the kind of excitement it causes when you have close finishes and, of course, when you become the Beat the Expert champion, ousting Sourav Ganguly, who will know a lot about an India-Bangladesh game. So be careful how you choose your teams. That's the match to choose. Create your own team, and there he is, the smiling assassin, Sourav Ganguly. You just need to beat him. Dada Kavada, 5 times the amount of cash. The other Dada we have, who comes with all his little googlies and straighter ones. What did we have for us today? The joy factor question. Quick reminder, the closest anyone has come to breaking this particular test record, Michael Slater at Sydney in 1999, but even he fell short. Which record and who holds it? The answer is one batsman scoring the maximum percentage of runs in a test innings, which was set, and it's forever stood by Charles Bannerman in the first ever test match at 1877. 67.34% of his team's total was scored by him. Goodness gracious me. That was every time you think of percentage of runs, you imagine how a record could have stood for so many years.
Yeah, but see, with Joyda, we've just reached a point where we don't even try kind of figuring out what the answer is, because it's like
he's getting the mathematics in picture now.
Yeah.
Percentage of runs.
Yeah, who was it and what percentage was it?
No, that's also, it's been a talking point for a long time.
Yeah.
Because it happened in the first test match, and there's no reason why it shouldn't have happened 20 times after that. Anyway.
When was that test match being played?
1877, Australia versus England.
Exactly.
Joyda's a man of details.
He was there, he was around.
I'm amazed that time they were talking about statistics and percentages.
Of course.
I thought it was a recent thing.
Mathematics has been around for what, 2000 years?
No, but the talk of it.
Hey, more than 2000 years.
Yeah, exactly. I just made that up.
I'm going back the talk of it around.
So clearly his math is not very strong.
I'm going back as far as my lifetime is. Anyway, we have a winner. So let's find out who it is. And if you think oh dear. If you think Crick Rohit was dodgy, how about this?
No, this is not him.
No? He wouldn't have a Bhattacharya to another Bhattacharya.
No.
It's spelled differently. Note that. He spells it with a J, Bhattacharya or Bhattacharya, and this is Bhattacharya. Theek hai. Rajdeep 2609, 26th of September. That's probably when you were born. But well done to you, and we'll have more questions coming up. Let's see a nice Bengali twisted question tomorrow for India versus Bangladesh. We look forward to that. We'll continue our preview. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Zaheer. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you,
and of course, join us in both English and Hindi. Lots of fun to be had in both languages. We'll come full on to you on India versus Bangladesh from Edgbaston. And that's all we have on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.